The 2021 home opener is upon us, and for the first time in 425 days, we welcome fans back inside Hart Health Park. Good evening, and thank you for joining us for the 8th opener in Republic history. I'm Rob McAllister, and with me is former MLS defender Kevin Goldthwait. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by UC Davis Health. Las Vegas, Sacramento started the season in mere polar opposites, Kevin. Why was one able to come away with 3 points and the other suffer one of their worst defeats in club history?
Well, Sacramento really couldn't have had a slower start to the game, let alone the season last week. That said, whatever conversations were had in the dressing room at halftime worked. Team came out with much more energy, and as Mark Briggs said, actually started to implement the tactics we worked on in preseason. Interesting. Vegas, on the other hand, had an opposite game progression with real chances in the first half, and the wheels came off as LA put 5 past them in the second half. Head coach Steve Cherundolo has some kinks with his team that he needs to work out here tonight.
A lot of young players, a lot of them on loan from LAFC tonight. What kind of impact will they have in this one? Home opener, it's Sacramento, it's Las Vegas. It's from Hart Health Park and a warm night in Northern California. Stay tuned. The home opener is coming up next.
This is the look of a boy who had 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. A boy who weathered some of his toughest storms before he could speak. A boy who now has the heart to change the world and a lifetime to do it. For extraordinary breakthroughs and everyday childhoods, UC Davis Health is the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital. UC Davis Health, discovering healthy.
In 2030, in just 9 years, I'll be 18. Off to college,
probably getting my own place.
I want to live where the air is fresh,
where they take care of the planet. I want to live in the best city, the cleanest city.
I want to live in a clean power city.
By 2030, SMUD will be 100% carbon-free, so you can live in a clean power city. Join the charge at cleanpowercity.org.
And what a sound that is, the sound of fans, Kevin Goldthwait. It's the 2021 home opener here at Hart Health Park. Let's take a look at our Consolidated Communications matchup. And we begin with the team MVP from a year ago. Derek Formella had 8 goals a season ago. really came in and was a game changer in week 1. Kevin, what do you expect from number 10?
Well, I'll tell you, we said he's a game changer last week against LA. Came in and really affected the game. Had a wonderful pass into Shannon Gomez, but set up the assist. Scored all the goals last year. Getting the start, getting the run here today. Expect a lot from him. Expect a lot of chances, and see how dangerous and how quickly he can link up with Carlton Belmar tonight.
And for Las Vegas Lights, the LAFC loanee Danny Mazowski, and a player who's really come out of his shell in 2020. 5 goals with Bob Bradley's side, LAFC. What can he do here now back in USL for tonight?
The guy who got a run the other day against LA Galaxy in the El Trafico. A very dangerous player out of Las Vegas. Wonderful player, good with both feet, and really tactical and clinical going at you 1v1. Someone that you got to keep your eye on. If you let him loose and let him wander around the pitch, he's gonna do some dangerous things.
Let's get to our Arden Fair starting 11. 3-5-2, a 5-3-2, however you want to look at it. For Mark Briggs' side, couple of changes. Tucker Bone in the lineup because of Cameron Iwasa and Fataya Lashe out. That also put Luis Felipe in the middle as well. Yeah,
same back three today. You got some changes due to injury. You'll probably see a little bit of a different formation than what we saw last week, with the two strike partners being not parallel, being a little bit more vertical tonight.
We talked about Mazowski, but keep an eye on number 22, the winger from Ghana, the 19-year-old Kwadu Opoku, a game changer in himself, has got some MLS run, 4 appearances in MLS in 2020, could have a key factor. And the goalkeeper tonight is another youngster from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, Tomas Romero. That is your starting 11 for Sacramento and Las Vegas Lights. Kevin, how about this though? I mean, we've got fireworks, we've got fans here at Hart Health Park. The energy is electric, and what a great feeling to be back in this atmosphere.
It feels wonderful to be back. You got the best fans in the USL finally being able to put themselves in the seats. You got Towers Battalion going strong here. It's back to normal, so to speak. We're getting closer. It feels great to be out here tonight.
And the max capacity, which is allowed now, is currently what we're seeing here tonight. We'll see likely this for the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll have everybody back here, 11,000 strong. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight. For Las Vegas, Sacramento, injury report brought to you by UC Davis. Malik Foster still dealing with now a groin issue, a little bit of a hamstring issue had earlier. He is out. Cameron Iwasa not as well, and Fataya Lashe. 3 key players that are not in your lineup today. But Kevin, we've seen some guys step up like Tucker Bone, who had a really big energy spark for the club in that win against Los Angeles Galaxy 2 10 days ago. And here we are. It is the Las Vegas Lights in white. They'll head to the south end of the field in Old Glory red. It is the Sacramento Republic. Looking at what you see here, home energy that kind of brings to the fans. Can you get a little too excited as a player?
Yeah, well, you got 10 days off between games. You got that to deal with. You got fans you haven't had in over a year. I mean, a lot of things are going to be affecting these players here today. But I tell you what, with this energy, the noise, the fans, you got to go out there. You got to be thrilled, pumped, excited. And I expect the first 10 minutes for Sacramento to come out here flying.
Flags are waving. Fans are stomping their feet. They are up and ready to go, and we are about ready to go here as well. An 88-degree evening in California's capital. He's Kevin Goldthwait. I'm Rob McAllister. And this is a club that's looking to extend their streak. 4-1-2 in home openers all time. The only loss, Kevin, coming in the championship year in 2014. Let's see if Sacramento can make it 7 straight without a loss. There is the whistle, and here we go from Hart Health Park in Sacramento. Sacramento in that 5-3-2, 3-5-2, however you look at the attacking position, a 4-3-3 for Steve Cherundolo's side in Las Vegas Lights. They'll try to work from the back, but get in behind that back three for Sacramento with lofted balls just like that here, Kevin. Quick step already, moving forward. Getting a chance, trying to move to his right. A tackle is Casey able to bring down Cal Jennings out of Atlanta, the 23-year-old acquired from Indy 11, spent 2020 with Memphis. 9 goals on 21 shots, and here's getting an opportunity at that left wing position.
Yeah, and you see that's the formation, the setup that they want. They want that long ball into Mazowski with Cal Jennings and or Opoku running underneath around the face, and that's exactly what happened by Cal Jennings right there. Forces Sacramento's hand, Dan Casey, to go in to make a little bit of a late tackle. And a decent opportunity here and a decent place in the pitch for Vegas here in the first minute.
Ball to Opoku. Opoku with a bicycle kick just moves it off to the side.
Gosh.
As really there was going to be no chance for Tomas Gomez to get to there. What a brilliant play from the 19-year-old.
Yeah, you see it right there. Clearly a play, design play. Opoku running over that ball and a good entry pass into his feet and a little flick up and some acrobatics. So you take a look here as the ball is played in, great weight. Not the best first touch, but he makes the best of it and goes with the overhead kick and just misses target. But dangerous moment, nervy moments here for Sacramento in the first minute and a half.
Duke Lacroix not able to keep it in bounds. It'll be a throw for Las Vegas on that right side. Julian Gaines. Several youngsters on this team. Muzoski at 25 years of age, the eldest in the starting lineup. Opoku brings it down, quick ball through the lane, trying to find Cal Jennings. And Opoku, we talked about already, came in as a sub in El Tráfico against Los Angeles Galaxy in the loss there, but has really played some significant minutes. Coming in for Carlos Vela, who got injured early on in the MLS season, has had some starts, has had some plays, but getting more run here.
What a ball.
And look at this ball, direct, finding Shannon Gomez along that right wing. He'll get this one, whips it back in, looking for Carlton Belmar. Carlton Belmar misstruck. Las Vegas able to escape the mistake, and now they'll look to counter the other way. Moving forward to Roma to the right side. Here's a chance, trying to cut it back is Muzoski.
Stand him up, work your feet, Tanner. Here, wait for your reinforcements. Well done.
Lacroix comes to help and will earn a goal kick for his efforts.
But I tell you what, Vegas is going to be really, really difficult in transition to deal with. You got this pacey players. You got Durama, who we just saw make that run. Bryce Duke, good player, great distribution, and then Mahala, Mazovsky, and Jennings up front. Horses to deal with.
Here's Steve Cherundolo in his first season as a head coach in the professional men's ranks. And of course, an all-time great U.S. men's national team player, 02, 06, 10 in the World Cup. I think he played every single minute of the 2010 World Cup for Bob Bradley. And so a connection there and end up in LAFC as John Thornton and Bob Bradley said, we have a position for you. And here he is. Here's Carlton Belmar back and offside. But Cherundolo, I mean, talk about guys staying up 16 years at Hanover in Germany, Kevin. It's unheard of.
I mean, absolutely, especially at that time when he started. I think it was 99-ish, 98, maybe 2000. For an American to do that is something that's unheard of, too. I mean, nicknamed the mayor of Hanover, Rob. I mean, if you can get an American nicknamed, get a nickname for the mayor of a town that you played club soccer in over in Europe, specifically in Germany, I think it shows his character and how well he was treated and how well he was respected over in Germany.
Trying to get his first win as a coach, the debut of Dolo, as he's affectionately known, did not go as well. 5-0 loss to Los Angeles Galaxy 2. Really, that first half started okay for Las Vegas, but it all seems to come unraveled in that second half. And is it a product of maybe guys just really getting some first time together? Or was LA Galaxy just on that night? But it was definitely a strong defeat. Tied for the worst loss in Vegas history.
Yeah, I mean, you getting 5 put past you in one half is never a good night. Actually, the first half, watching the game, I mean, they looked like they performed really well, had a couple really good chances, almost put a couple in the back of the net. Obviously, if that happens, the rest of the night, the script changes. But, you know, something to think about. This team kind of got put together a little bit later than most other USL teams. Didn't have a full preseason that most teams did. So it's going to take them a little while to find their feet and find their ground. But I tell you what, watching them last week, the first 45 minutes, they looked really good. And once they get some more games, some more experience under their belt, I think Vegas is going to be a team to deal with this year.
And Cherundolo is saying that, you know, it's just going to take some time. And here's a ball lifted high, just out of play. But you have some great pace in Jennings, Muzoski, and Opoku up top. And you support that with Durama and Duke. I mean, they've got a really fearsome 5 there that can really put the hurt on a back line. And when you look at what this team could potentially be, you can see a lot. With that, though, they're going to have guys coming up and down all season long. And really, LAFC is all about developing players. Meanwhile, for Mark Briggs' second season, really his full first opportunity as Carlton Big How about Carlton Belmar tries to get on it. Mark Briggs talked about really it's his first full chance to get a season and new guys in here and able to implement this 3-5-2, which he wanted to do mostly last year.
Yeah, this is preferred formation. We talked about the last game against LA, but you said it, his first full season kind of at the helm here. You've got fans in the stands right now, so it's really kind of a bit of a fresh start for Mark. And what I love to see is his interactions with the fans so far this season. Saw an article in the Bee earlier this week talking about how he wants this place to be held to play, for teams to come and play. And I love that attitude from your manager when you're seeing him getting out in the press and in the public, really putting an input on what he wants to see from the fans and putting some onus on the fans. If you're to come here, don't make it fun and enjoyable for these teams to come in. Make it hard for them. Be mean, be loud, and make it uncomfortable for teams. It should be an advantage. You see it all over the world. And we have had great fans, a lot of people here. But it's got to be difficult for players to come in here and play against. It shouldn't be enjoyable, which it has been in the past. We talked about that double-edged sword.
We talked about it. You almost get up for these games because it's a loud and
players love coming play here because there's got a bunch of people here and it's fun.
Was it like that in Portland? Did guys come enjoy playing?
People didn't enjoy coming and play. People, I mean, as a player too, going to Seattle, hated playing in Seattle. Going to, LA, hated playing in LA. Those are places where you heard it when you're walking in the tunnel, you're getting yelled at, and the first few times it's pretty enjoyable, pretty funny, and kind of cute with your buddies. Like, oh, you see that guy, call me that name. But then after a while, it becomes, gets under your skin a little bit, which is good.
Quick touch, Tucker Bone in the attacking third. Has Pennant to his left. We'll drop it up to Felipe. Now here's Formella.
First touch there by Formella. Lets him down.
Sacramento coming off a week 1 victory, 1-0 defeat of LA Galaxy 2. Scored the game-winning goal was Tucker Bone, but we talked about earlier, it was the play of Formella that really helped. And here's Pennant with a nice move to get it under the wickets there. Formella trying to turn the corner. Good defending by Gaines. And Formella will play it forward. Here's Felipe. Quick touch right back to Duke Lacroix. Here's the ball for the middle. Oh, just moved off left side for Carlton Belmar. Could not get it by Tomas Romero. And a big break for Las Vegas and just a bit unlucky for Sacramento.
Yeah, start to finish right there, Rob. Great play. Great 1- and 2-touch soccer building out through here. Good connection. Great ball, Luis Felipe. Wonderful weight. And Duke with a good ball in and good defending there by LA. Really got to give credit to Uchi there for getting in, making himself big.
Formella back to Tucker Bone. Tucker Bone out of Granite Bay. Happy to score his first goal this season. It said almost like a monkey off your back. You can relax a little bit. You don't feel like you have to get in there and score goals. And he said, I'm here to score goals. So to get that first one's a big relief and just allows you to really play soccer and get things moving forward. Here's Lacroix again. Lacroix and Shannon Gomez. Really key tonight. What do you want to see from number 14?
14 and number 2. I want to see them join the attack as much as they can, Rob. I think the last against LA, specifically the first 45 minutes, they're on their heels for those 45 minutes and essentially playing 5 in the back, which makes it really hard for Sacramento to break lines. So I want to see them join out this attack. It's got to be foul. I want to see them join in the attack, connect with Formella, connect with Belmar, connect with Luis Felipe, and get balls whipped in the box.
So about this time in week 1, things started to come off the rails for Sacramento, and Mark was really a bit shocked on how they play.
I think he had a quote. He basically said that he felt like all the players on the pitch forgot how to play soccer, which clearly is not good, Rob, right? I mean, it's a good ball in here. Shannon Gomez showing his pace.
Gomez, good defending by Las Vegas.
But like you said, everything went away. It was like these guys had never played this formation, a bit shell-shocked down there, and it took them getting into the halftime, getting in the training room or in the dressing room, and as Coach Briggs said, there were some choice words said, and
it was a lively locker room.
Lively locker room, exactly. That's the quote. Another good ball.
This ball is floated, and it'll go off the face of Lacroix from Gaines.
That's unlucky by Lacroix. He's expecting that ball to skip a little bit and just gets held up in a dry patch on the pitch.
So they didn't do the basics. They really allowed Los Angeles some opportunities, and despite all of that, not a single shot in the first half play. I don't know if we'd ever seen that in 8 years of play.
I agree.
Here's Felipe, had a good couple of minutes as he came in as a substitute in that victory, and Mark said he really helped change the pace of the game. Moving to the right side, here's Bryce Duke. Had 4 or 5 good looks in that loss against Los Angeles Galaxy 2. DeRoma. Back to Duke. Duke plays at center, and it's Dan Casey with a foot on it. Formella, good move here, looking forward, and crowd loves it.
You got to get the lines up. Back three need to get everybody up to connect here. There needs to be more bodies there, Rob. It's too slow for the midfield as well as the back three to connect. Bailed out, in my opinion, right there with the foul, but it needs to be quicker. That transition, once that ball goes, it's not just your front three that need to go, it's your back three that need to shorten that gap between the front and back, and that wasn't happening there.
So Hayden Sargis not starting again, did have kind of a deep bruise injury that did not allow him to travel to Los Angeles in the 18 today, starting on the bench. And so Andrew Wheeler-Amanu along in that backside, typically a defensive midfielder, but playing one of these center back positions. This one, a direct ball again coming to Shannon Gomez.
And we've seen a few of these. Those balls in to show good ball here. Good
Here's
underlap.
Tucker Bone. He's got friends in the box, and just a...
Yeah, I like to see more dynamic runs too. It's not the best ball in the box from Tucker Bone, to be honest, but still you want to see Formella and Belmar making real dynamic, sharp, crisp runs. It was a bit stagnant. What I was saying is I do like there's been a lot of diagonal balls into Duke, LaCroix, excuse me. As well as Shannon Gomez on the other side. And those balls are from Tainter, from Casey, and Wheeler-Amanu. All good balls in, and that's where you want to find those wing backs.
Here's Gomez. He's going to play it forward to Formella. Formella! Derek Formella scores in the 13th minute, and Sacramento takes the lead.
Oh, what a ball in by Shannon Gomez. We were just talking about the wing back play, and there it is right on cue. Shannon Gomez with a wonderful ball. Such a hard ball to deal with as a back four. And you see the Las Vegas team right now, they're circled up talking to the back three specifically about that gap in behind. But right on time, right on cue, wonderful delayed run by Formella, and a good first touch and even better finish. This ball is from deep, so it's hard for these center backs to deal with. Their shoulders probably facing goal, exactly. And a great first touch and a good battle there. Wonderful touch right here from Formella, outside of the right foot, and a good finish.
How about Formella staying on side, more importantly?
Totally, that's a tough ball to stay inside, but seeing those guys connected in that position in the field, that high up where Shannon Gomez, usually you see Shannon Gomez taking that space and then whipping the ball, and elects for the early bent ball right in behind. Wonderful, wonderful cross by Shannon Gomez.
Shannon Gomez, 2 assists on the season, fully fit, ready to go. Shannon's been dealt with a little bit of an injury for the last couple of seasons, and when he's on the field, he's been electric. But I'll tell you what, there's probably no better formation that works better than for a guy like Shannon Gomez, who can sprint 40 to 60 yards, along with Duke LaCroix on the other side. Really, this is a perfectly paired formation for those two guys, and it paid off right there. It's exactly what Mark is trying to get more of. More goals, more opportunities, getting guys going forward. Formella, Belmar, that time it was Formella.
Interesting seeing him not in the nod last week in that starting 11. Again, came off the bench and impacted the game immediately from your number 10, team MVP last year. And I like the way Briggs has approached his relationship and his management of Formella so far in the preseason. Great step, great pressure here, making it difficult.
But it's shoulder to shoulder. Las Vegas able to keep it in. And Dan Casey will concede a throw. So Formella playing a little bit further back. He wants to see a better pairing with his top 2 or 3 guys.
Great run. So those are those entry passes, Rob, that I talked about with the around the face run from those guys beneath him. Right there is Bryce Duke.
I'll tell you what, Carlton Belmar's causing a bit of fit for Uche and Sepulveda early on in this match. He's talking with Mark Briggs, came to the sideline during that goal celebration, the reset, and just decided where he wanted him to go. And Mark was trying to get him to see what maybe Tucker or Formella goes up, that he's starting to recycle, come back around. But you can see his Belmar's up top there. But how about Tucker Bone? Comes in, you know, from Reno a year ago, and worked his way as a substitute and now into the starting lineup in week 2. That ball's played in a couple of those injuries, maybe giving Tucker an opportunity. But as you know, Kevin, sometimes an injury and it means you'll never get off the field.
It goes to show how close every player is on the pitch and how close any player is in any organization, whether you're with the USL team 1, 2, 3, whatever, or MLS side. That's how quick things changed. We saw it with Rafa, you know, at the ACL injury, allowing him the opportunity to get the start.
Daroma, quick touch. Musowski will take a shot on goal and sprays it wide.
It's a great chance, great ball. Duke Lacroix right there, caught out a little bit. And a good first touch. You see Musowski right there knows you got to hit target right there. But look at this ball, and dangerous ball. Good first touch. Strike, finish lets him down.
Daroma been very impressive so far in this early get-go.
Yeah, he's one of those little guys, low center of gravity, hard to knock off the ball, and a good pace with the ball at his feet, and makes really good decisions with the ball, as we've seen here tonight so far in the first 15-16 minutes.
Cal State San Bernardino left early, originally from Sierra Leone, just 20 years of age, but has an opportunity with LAFC and Las Vegas Lights and trying to make the best of it. Touch Felipe with a toe on it. And Formella will try to work this down
dangerous ball
sideline there. This ball is lifted high, a little bit tough for Romero to handle. Is able to bring it down just inside his box.
But going back to your question or comment about, you know, how quick players are to potentially be in that starting lineup, and look who's playing in goal today. Tomas Gomez. Hard to take him off the pitch after his performance last week in the first half. Really, in my opinion, kept his team in that game, allowed for that 1-0 victory with one really good save down to his left in that first half. And even talking to Mark Briggs this week, it's, you know, how can I take that player out? How can I, you know, not reward that play and that performance?
And Rafa was hurt and
picked up a little niggle injury, you know, nothing even that big. It's just he couldn't go, had a growing problem.
And now back, and it's the same what happened. Adam Grinwis, and Rafa comes in and never relinquished it again.
Here's that ball again. Not the best strike from Tainer, but that's that ball that's so dangerous with that 3-5-2. Long diagonal balls.
With how good in 1v1 defending Casey is, and the way that Tainter and Sargis can serve direct balls, it's a very dangerous back line, Kevin. Yeah,
and you know, how do you break down that 4-3-3? You know, it's one of these things. As I'm sure Briggs and his staff's been thinking about. It's a poor entry pass. Good tackle though.
Spending it goes to ground, and Felipe continues to battle.
Good foul.
Daroma.
Advantage though.
Advantage played. Opoku to his left foot. Look to go left. He might give it a go. He'll dump it off instead, and a quick touch and through as Musowski can't handle.
But going back, how do you break down that 4-3-3? And you bring up a really good point with, you know, the distribution, the entry passes from Wheeler Amanu, from Mitchell Tainer. Defensively, you got Dan Casey back there, who also strikes a really nice ball, good diagonal ball. But one of the easiest ways is when a team of 4-3-3 Las Vegas here tonight has their set up in their normal formation with their, you know, backs to goal. What you need to do is you need these guys, your back three, to have really good entry passes. You got to skip out that first wave of pressure, the strikers, the front three at LA or of Las Vegas. If you can do that, it allows your midfield to just eliminate that initial wave of pressure. If you receive the ball in a half turn, you can go much quicker, and there's no back pressure typically from those front three from Las Vegas. So really important tonight is entry passes and distribution, in my opinion, from the back three for Sacramento.
Well, Las Vegas so good in transition, and in that 4-3-3 is the same that LAFC runs.
Nice step.
Good step here. Luis Felipe colliding with Duke in the midfield. And bounce up top, no handball. And we'll continue playing. Well, the boys in Old Glory Red go back on the road, take on Orange County SC Saturday, May 22nd. Another 10 days, Kevin. Fans can catch the action on ESPN+, KQCA, MyPD, Estrella TV. Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock, a little bit earlier down in Orange County. But, you know, Kevin, we had 10 days off, and expect, well, you're going to get some guys healthy. But Mark also saw some guys like Cameron Awasa-Fatai, Lachey, some others get hurt while in training. I mean, that's like the worst thing you can have, especially when you have 10 days off.
Yeah, you're thinking you're going to get some good interception right here. See if they can break. As a player too, Rob, really difficult. You get all up, you know, you're all preseason. You got that one date circled on the calendar, that first game. Play that game. You got to come back down and get 10 days. 10 days to your next match. And it got to be really difficult for Briggs and his staff how to manage his players' energy, how to manage them being motivated and staying sharp and crisp. Gave him a couple days off, had a couple days on, couple days off.
Here's from Lacroix trying to play middle. Tucker Bone still battling with Uche. And a turnover, and the foul comes in. It's a whistle from Matthew Corrigan.
Looks like Luis Felipe might be getting a little delayed caution here.
And so the first yellow card of the night going to Felipe.
But really, Rob, the 10 days after your first game, really difficult. One of these things that's not, you know, you don't really see on the score sheet ever, but hard for a team, hard for, you know, managers to keep his squad and the players sharp. And they got another 10 days to wait for the next game after this. So an interesting start to this season, interesting schedule. But you know what? Every season, there's issues with schedules where there's too many games or not enough games. There's always issues.
And to be fair, with the way that COVID was unraveling and the way that the vaccines were being, it wasn't quite sure. And you know, how travel would happen, how players could remain safe, how they could get maybe fans back in the stadium. So they want to delay and have a slow start to the season to allow some buffer should they need it, because it's going to get pretty busy once you hit July, Kevin. There's not many breaks until the end of October. Las Vegas moving forward. Cal Jennings keeps this one down low, breaking through to Opoku. Opoku trying to find a bit of space. He'll go to his left, takes a hard strike, saved by Romel Gomez.
What a save by Gomez, and actually what a wonderful ball in from Cal Jennings into Opoku, and Opoku gets on that favorite left foot, delays, and tries to cut it quickly into that near post to beat Tomas Gomez, and Tomas Gomez says no way, parries it out for a corner kick. Great save. This is a good look right here. Fully stretched out.
Back-to-back matches, we've seen him dive off to his left and save a goal. This one's lofted high, back corner. High again, and Gomez will watch it touch top of his net. Out of Inglewood, California, 27-year-old, really one of the better keepers throughout the USL Championship. Almost too much secretive here, Kevin. I mean, here's a guy, 87 appearances, 35 shutouts, under a goal against average in his USL career. That's pretty darn good, I think.
Those are great numbers, great stats. Tell you what, he's pretty vocal too. If you heard the last game against LA.
Well, I think we took away the goal microphones for this match.
I think we had a request. Can we please remove the microphones behind the goal?
This ball's flicked on behind, looking for Belmar to make a run.
Very animated goalie too.
Well, we talked about it last match, just the difference between Gomez and Diaz. You have very soft, and you have very loud and aggressive. And you know what? Both styles can work.
Yeah. There's no script you're going to write for those guys.
But as a defender playing in front of those guys, which one did you prefer?
The mellow guy. It would not be the Tomas Gomez type.
Okay. Taroma plays at center. Muzoski.
I'll tell you what, there's nothing worse when you had a vocal goalkeeper behind you. You know you make a mistake, right? You know you let a ball go behind you, you let a player behind you. Silly foul here. And then only to have your goalkeeper coming out and you're yelling and getting in your face. Don't appreciate that.
Quick here move, and Mitchell Tainer with a big swing. And I guess they'll reset as Formella is getting the talking to. And we'll have a set piece coming up for Las Vegas. Vegas has really struggled since coming into the league 4 years ago. 2-5-9, which was last place, just 11 points in 2020, trying to have the rebound. A whole shakeup the way that this organization is run, however. This ball is lofted, back post, clear, wide open, another save, offside. It's coming back.
Got offside in that far post, looked like it.
Cal Jennings had a good look on it, maybe Opoku as well, but Uche a little step early.
Yeah, Uche looked a little bit beyond the line there on that far post.
I think you're right.
Might even been Taroma, actually. Taroma, excuse me. Nonetheless, offside. I was real intrigued, Rob, looking into this game, see how Sacramento is going to deal with the first 20 minutes or so, coming off that, you know, slow start. Great touch right there.
Quick touch from Belmar, finding Tucker Bone. Belmar's going to have to track this one back.
Love to see Belmar, rather than wait back there, go recycle, run, get in the box. Let Shannon Gomez get that ball there. But really intrigued to see how this first 20 minutes was to go, considering how, it's a poor giveaway by Tainter, considering last against LA, the last game, how they came out slow, didn't perform well in the first half. But tell you what, so far this first half, and the key, in my opinion, with the 3-5-2 is your wing backs. It's your Lacroix and your Shannon Gomez's, and I think they've been playing up and joining in the attack very nicely here the first 20-25 minutes. And obviously getting that goal helps a lot, but that comes from the good wingback play. So, so far so good here. A lot of game to play. Great underlap run there.
Lacroix able to get underneath behind Gaines. Lacroix cuts it right to his right foot, trying to like from space. He's looking for a teammate. Can't find it. Turnover, Jerome.
A lot of good things there from Duke. Love that. Love the run. Great first touch.
I'm on the other side here, Kevin. How, as a team in Las Vegas's stance here, do you deal with the pace of Gomez and Lacroix coming from both sides?
Well, it ends up being whoever it's Cristosomo or Daroma. Those are the guys that have to deal with the wingbacks. Those are the guys that are in that middle three. So it's 4-3-3, the middle three guys. Those are the ones that typically are the ones that are going to be responsible for the wingback play. Or it's just going to be an overload on your outside backs. Center backs get pulled out a little bit. Things, gaps open up. So many problems, in my opinion, that 3-5-2 causes for teams. And slowly through the course of a game, it's a slow drip where gaps are exposed, players are exposed, players get a little bit more tired, heavier legs because they're tracking more and tracing more. Sooner or later, a gap's going to happen or a mistake's going to happen.
Shannon Gomez, 2 assists on the year. One led to the game winner to Tucker Bone in week 1. And already a career high in assists in a Sacramento Republic uniform. Well, don't miss a minute of the action this season. Join the Republic and become a Darnold member today. Visit SacRepublicFC.com. Become a member for more information about how you can join the club for the 2021 campaign. Belmar, Formella, Lacroix, Penninent, Bone, Felipe Gomez, Wheeler Amanu, Casey Tainter, and Tomas Gomez.
See the strength out here from Belmar.
Good to see Belmar fully fit, healthy. He suffered a broken nose just before the week 2 matchup and before everything shut down in 2020.
He didn't look like himself last year, in my opinion. We've seen him play quite a bit the last 3 or 4 years. Came to Sacramento, I think we had really high aspirations, hopes, just didn't look like himself. Gotta get settled in sometimes. It takes a while, but tell you what, first part of this year through preseason, watching him play tonight, last week. Confidence is probably at an all-time high. Got to run with the national team.
And you're right. I mean, I think coming in, 41 goals he came to Republic Uniform. He just left with 1 goal, 4 assists. He did have a couple of really nice plays, but I think the frustration for him as well is, this is a guy who is number 20 in all-time in the USL Championship scoring list.
Good step there by Duke. Yeah, exactly. I mean, frustrations on his end, but it takes players a while to settle in typically. It's a hard thing to do in the USL just because I think these guys there's so much movement and players shifting from club to club that there's almost a certain amount of window where you have with the manager for him to have his mind made up. But I tell you what, seeing him this year coming out, I mean, he looks like the Carlton Belmar that we saw of old, and the physicality and the pace is back, and like the aggression in his running. You can just see it the way he's getting, attacking the ball and winning 50-50 challenges. Expect a lot from him this year.
In 2015, Rookie of the Year in USL with Portland, then went on to Sporting KC. But you mentioned as well is that started the Granada and he lost to El Salvador and came back with a bit more confidence this year. Mark Briggs said, along with Rafa Diaz, both came in a little bit of swagger in a good way. They felt more confident and lifts the guys up as well.
He has a rising tide lifts all ships, right? You get these 2 guys coming out, going to play with their national team respectively. Coming back, some good experience, and I think it lifts the other players around them.
Pennin with this step.
That's unlucky.
Casey.
That's unlucky.
So you probably noticed the new name for the home here in Sacramento, Heart Health Park. It's a partnership with Western Health Advantage and a collaborative effort to call attention to the importance of community health and well-being in a place of the health insurance plans named Heart Health Park first venue ever, Kevin, to directly address a global health concern, heart disease.
Groundbreaking.
Duke playing it forward. Formella. All the way back. A little too deep probably for Mark Briggs' liking, but
it's interesting too what Vegas was doing here. It seems they've been their most dangerous right through the heart, right through the middle of Sacramento. Little combination plays, little underlaps, around the face runs. And I think it's going to be important for these holding midfielders, whether it's Luis Felipe or Pennanen. They got to track players and a lot of communications between him and Dan Casey and the other two outside backs. Because Vegas looks pretty dangerous. And short, quick combination play. Carlton in a great spot right there.
Trying to get past Sepulveda. Sepulveda just
Difficult
able to
ball
get
to
it
deal with. But that effort right there from Carlton Belmar, that's brilliant. He's in the right spot.
Well, here's this return. Here's Pennanen. Pennanen will go for goal and just sprays it wide. Pete Pennanen and some of the team have called him with the greatest class, the greatest touch on the ball in this camp. And I'll tell you what, we see it right there. This guy really has something.
Yeah, and a good spot there to pick up that second ball. You know exactly what he's doing. As soon as he traps that ball, brings it down. Not even a second thought. Arguing for a corner kick there. As the ball looks like it does touch Romero. Romero gets a hand on it. But that all comes from, in my opinion, Carlton Belmar right there. Great job in a great position. We've got a player down here. And, you know, being in Mitchell Tanner's position many times before, you got some pressure on you. And to have that outlet, the ability for an outlet pass, and having your striker making that run or being in the right spot, instead of just dumping it out, letting the opposition gather the ball again and come right back at you, you got your striker up there fighting for that ball, trying to win the 50-50 challenge, and creates that opportunity there with Pennanen finishing that with a shot. So love seeing that from Carlton Belmar.
And it looks like it is Opoku who is on the turf right now, kind of pointing to his hip. And so not sure, but we likely will maybe see a substitution here for Las Vegas.
We're seeing a sub.
And so Jennings will check on his teammate.
Looks like a hamstring maybe.
Yeah, pointing to his hip at first, but you're right, it's right behind the knee there. So he kind of looks like he's mouthing. He's kind of felt some tightening there. I'll tell you what, Kev, this is a...
You're reading lips now? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do in the offseason. What do you think I do all the time? Just put the TV on mute, my friend. Last year, Mark Briggs, Todd Donovan were concerned when playing teams like this, Las Vegas, kind of going in, maybe losing 5-0, maybe playing down to the competition. They revamped the roster to address that concern.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. I think last year they felt that they definitely played down to their opposition. There's games where, if you look at it on paper, whether it was Tacoma, I think was one of the teams that we saw quite a bit, Portland quite a bit, where those were the games that Portland or Tacoma were doing well against us. Not the position you want to be in. You got to get your guys up. You got to get your guys up every single time, every single game. Doesn't matter who you're playing. And it was a conversation piece, I believe, that Mark had with his staff and the players, in that this is going to be a new team this year with a new attitude. Doesn't matter what the opposition's doing. You're going to go out there and you perform your best week in and week out. And it's going to be something to keep an eye on through the course of the season. See if Mark can right that ship and change that, because it's not a good attribute for a team to be able to play down to opposition.
And troubling loss here, the way that Opoku is coming off this pitch. I mean, he's not only been important here maybe tonight but for LAFC and Bob Bradley's side. So I mean, you may lose Opoku. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but it does have now a substitution with Roberto Molina at El Salvador. Grew up in Southern California, out of UC Irvine, Cameron Wass's alma mater as well. So Molina now having to come into this game quickly, and already the first substitution has been burned by Las Vegas in a really an unfortunate way 35 minutes in.
Yeah, unfortunate. Opoku looked pretty dangerous. Fortunate for Sacramento, but we'll see what Molina can do here. See how he steps in and performs. Good touch.
And it looks like he'll replace right along that right wing as Cal Jennings looking to make a run. Interesting is Cal coming over, if he hits certain performance thresholds, LAFC will actually send Dallas a third-round pick as he originated from Dallas in 2020. Has bounced around a little bit, but the way that these teams are going, I mean, it's for John Thornton and Bob Bradley and Steve Cherundolo, they're saying, let's give this guy a real look. Let's see what he can do. Maybe he wasn't getting the proper minutes. They saw him score some goals with Memphis last year. And former teammate of Cherundolo, Tim Howard, an owner in Memphis. So, I mean, what we've seen so far is some pretty good pace. That could be a long run.
There's that diagonal ball again. That's where I think Sacramento's most dangerous here tonight, and they're exposing Vegas. That long diagonal ball, whether it's from Penninan, Casey, or Mitchell.
Nearly a turnover. Good tackle coming from the midfield. And Duke Lacroix now coming the other way, looking to counter. Las Vegas Lights plays to the middle. Ball played right forward, off the face. Bryce Duke not able to keep it at his feet. He'll spray out wide. Well, since 1947, that was a long time ago, Kevin. Don't you remember that year? Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. It's the official ball supply of the USL Championship and many other elite leagues around the world. Duke Lacroix comes over, played center back, and a little bit of left back for Charlotte last season. Probably remember him also in Reno. Very dangerous player, and I almost feel like the way that Duke Lacroix plays and the advantage that you get with him on the pitch, a small pitch like Reno had, the Aces ballpark, really didn't probably suit his game as well, because there wasn't a lot of space for him to get in behind.
He's a guy that can run for days, and you want to see him open that up in 30-40 yard strides. Playing on that tighter pitch definitely doesn't fit his specific style of play. Doesn't necessarily mean he would perform well, but a little bigger pitch would be better for him.
Hold it up. Back to Uche. Uche, a second-round draft pick at LAFC. Did not play in 2020 as many of the college seasons were canceled because of COVID. But they added him to this roster as they felt like they needed some depth. And he could potentially be brought up, but just 18 years of age. And so they want to see him get some minutes here. Probably will get a look maybe halfway through the season, barring any injuries. Little misplayed ball here. Chance for Las Vegas. DeRoma just outside the edge, looking to go to his right foot. Will play it to Duke. Duke now with a quick touch right back. And Felipe able to get back to this one, true to keep it low.
Casey makes himself big, sacrifices his body for the block there. But take a look, as these things progress, as LA progresses, everything just gravitates towards the middle of the pitch. Need to spread it out a little bit. Las Vegas, excuse me.
It's easy to say, easy to get mixed up.
But everything just gravitates right towards the middle of the pitch. A lot of congestion for Vegas.
Keeps this one going, and then it's for Mella. Interesting to see how many times we were in a collision.
Uh-oh. Careful.
And how many times we've seen Duke Lacroix make that underneath run?
Yeah, a little underlap. I mean, we've seen it a few times, even on the opposite side with Shannon Gomez and Tucker Bone, excuse me. Both of them making those nice underlapping runs, kind of delayed runs, which are hard for back fours to pick up and track. Need to be tracked from the origination of the run.
Casey able to get the left foot to it. USL committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Forever Proud. LAFC was loaning guys to various clubs a season ago and now has a real partnership with Las Vegas. Ball lifted high. Tainter will let it go for Tomas Gomez.
Good communication there with Gomez. Tainter was between two minds. That's what you want from your goalkeeper. Well done.
That's Steven Cherundolo, and has guys training with LAFC nearly every day. I mean, this is a real look that Bob Bradley and his staff is getting of this Las Vegas Lights team. And it'd be interesting to see how much they use it to the advantage. I think they probably have seen now what LA Galaxy does, their Southern California rival, and how they've been able to use their USL championship team, and see whether this will pay dividends for them here in 2021.
That's funny. I remember when I heard the Las Vegas was, Steve Cherundolo was taking the job. I was like, what in the world, Steve Cherundolo? Going to Las Vegas?
That was your guy growing up.
That was amazing. Yeah, amazing. And then it was, wait a second, there's a relationship. Wait a second, it's Bob Bradley. Oh, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. Steve Cherundolo was Bob Bradley's guy for almost a decade with the national team. Played every game, was a leader on that team.
And one of the first Americans to really open up and give trust, I guess, to some of these European clubs, you'd say.
I mean, one of the early guys, trailblazers for sure, on removing that stereotype that I think American players had in the 80s and 90s. You had your few odd ones, Claudio Reyna. You had a couple goalkeepers and Casey Keller, Brad Friedel, and then open up the doors for the Fulham experience with Brian McBride, Clint Dempsey, Tim Ream now.
That's a direct ball coming. Oh, back heel up high coming from Dan Casey. Look at the strength there. This ball's lifted over the top, giving a run is Tucker Bone. Uche able just to get there in time and sends it away.
I see Uche's speed and pace right there. Love that play though. Good combination play. Starts with a great job by Carlton Belmar. Absolutely weight rooming his opposition. Starts right there. Good ball. First time ball right there from Luis Felipe. That's what that starts is Luis Felipe, excuse me. Quick thinking, not taking that touch and then playing that ball. It's that half-second difference, Rob. And that's a good example right there.
Felipe, MLS experience as well. 21 appearances, did make 11 starts for San Jose over his time. Loaned out to Reno several times. We saw Luis. And a mistake here by Dan Casey. Turning it over, Molina able to get a touch on. Here's Cal Jennings just outside the box, the left foot, and a diving stop. Andrew Wheeler-Amanu. And one thing Mark Briggs has loved the tenacity from Wheeler-Amanu. Feels like he's been really good reading the game and just wanted to see if he can be more aware on the pressure and when it comes and make the right play, and he did it just there.
Well done there. Bails out his partner there, Dan Casey.
Here's Gaines. Gaines spent some time with the U.S. national youth team, U15, U17 squads. Still just 18 years of age.
Really smooth player. Nice on the ball. It's a good chance to step here.
Mistake by Las Vegas. Can Tucker Bone and company make them pay for it? Bone cuts it back to his left foot. Will switch to Lacroix. Lacroix bringing it down. Look at the foot. Just finding an edge. Plays it forward, and it's broken up by Las Vegas.
Good play. Good build up there. Got a lot of runners in the box to finish that, but even in starting it with Tucker Bone right there, makes a great decision. Doesn't have any good clear option there with what to do with the ball. Does a great job. Cuts it back and finds that late delayed run by the wingback Duke. Following up in a great second toucher right there. That's the touch that gets by Gaines. And a good tackle there. But good runs in the box, bodies in the box. A lot of positives there.
Great body control by Tucker Bone to keep that play moving forward.
I usually see players force something that there's good patience there by Tucker Bone. Shows some savviness on the ball.
Atlas disposal with this corner kick. Penning in, back post, crashing Sacramento. Las Vegas able to get ahead to it, but Shannon Gomez quickly back in, and it's sent away.
I'm not sure what Gomez is doing there. Maybe trying to look for a deflection.
Registration now open. Republic Camps and Clinics presented by Rayleigh's. All camps provide a fun professional experience for kids ages 6 to 16. Various dates and locations throughout the region.
Penningen not there. Penninen's looking for wickets and
moving forward. Las Vegas. Here's Jennings again. Brings it to his feet, going right into the arms of Gomez, and Gomez couldn't keep it in and trap it, but either way is able to stop the shot. And Sacramento will see Las Vegas through.
Well done by Sac. A bad giveaway, but I'll tell you what, Cal Jennings has looked pretty dangerous here today. Does a good job here. Does what he needs to do. Gets his shoulder down. Finds about a half a yard. Good strike on target.
3 minutes of stoppage time brought to you by Rayleigh's Something Extra. Earn points every time you shop. Sign up today at Rayleigh's.com. Bad giveaway in the midfield by Chrysostomo.
See if they can break.
Belmar to his right. Tucker Bone battling beyond that. It'll go to Lacroix to his left. Lacroix, double team coming. Here comes Penningen. Penningen dropping it off for Formella, who quit on the run. And now it's Tainter to keep it going. Look at this. Not afraid to get into the attack. Plays it forward. Here's a chance, and it's stopped by Romero. Good look from Tucker Bone with his left foot. But a great play. How about number 4 coming all the way up 90-plus yards, Kevin?
Yeah, again, a lot of good stuff there. Good build-up. Love the finish there. The attempt by Tucker Bone. Left foot, kind of a difficult piece of technique, really, to find a decent strike on the ball. He does that, finds target, tests the goalkeeper. Good job by Sacramento, sticking with that play. Kind of stalls out a little bit, but still you got good people coming. The second wave of pressure, winning that second ball.
Again, Jennings plays it right to Molina. Molina will get maybe one last look at it before the whistle blows from Matthew Corrigan. Chrysostomo to Duke. Las Vegas almost like waiting for this whistle, and I think it's about to come with Formella. Nope, still more time. Penningen and Sacramento may get one more crack at it.
Be careful here.
We just head to the locker room, and as he
totally fine going to the locker room. Like to see Penningen tuck back in.
Corrigan puts his whistle to his mouth, and any moment now this half will likely be over as Casey lofts this one deep, and a collision still going. Sacramento lays it forward. Back up comes Shannon Gomez. Formella to his left. Cross comes in. Formella looking for a brace. It'll squeak through, but here's Lacroix. Penningen has pressure coming back. Lacroix, and it's broken up by Molina.
I'll tell you what a play by Shannon Gomez. Goes up and wins that header, gets hammered, gets back up, able to get a great ball in the box, almost finds.
And Felipe's turnover, and that will do it. 48 minutes into the books it goes. Sacramento will head to the locker room, up a goal. Another assist from Shannon Gomez in back-to-back games. It's Derek Formella, 8 on the year in 2020. He's got his first here in 2021. The UC Davis halftime show will come up next. Don't go away with stats, highlights, and much, much more coming your way as Republic lead here in week 2.
This is the look of a boy who had 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. A boy who weathered some of his toughest storms before he could speak. A boy who now has the heart to change the world and a lifetime to do it. For extraordinary breakthroughs and everyday childhoods, UC Davis Health is the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital. UC Davis Health, discovering healthy.
Clear night Wednesday evening in Sacramento, and a beautiful evening so far. It's a Sacramento Republic goal by Derek Formella, that has this advantage at the halftime. Well, it feels so great to be back at Hart Health Park playing in front of fans, and we know none of this would be possible without the tremendous care, hard work, and bravery displayed by our partners at UC Davis Health. We'd like to take a moment to thank them for everything they've done and everything they continue to do to keep the community safe.
I'm Christina Spurgeon. I'm the emergency manager for UC Davis Health. I've been here for about 3 years, and my job is all things disaster preparedness and response. Part of what I do and what my team does is that we think ahead. What are we likely to be faced with? Pandemic was close to the top of the list, actually.
This has been a really long year, to say the very least. I don't think anyone expected it to be quite this long at the beginning. I'm just proud of the fact that everyone stepped up this whole year. This is what healthcare is supposed to be about.
I think that what we are really good at UC Davis Health is the way we all come together when we need to. I think the amount of support that we've all received from our colleagues, my team, I'm so proud of them. And I think when you think about what we've gone through here, it is an absolute honor to work with this organization. Super proud.
Here at UC Davis, we've always been a tight-knit group. I think we've pulled our way through this by maintaining that and everyone moving in the right direction. It's terrific.
I think it's easy to be a hero in a sea of heroes, right? And so I would say if I'm a hero, so are the 14,000 people that work here. And I think that people that are good at their job and do it well and do it selflessly are all heroes.
When I was 12 years old, I injured my right foot in a soccer match, and my dad would bring me out here to work on left foot only. Dribbling, passing, shooting, set pieces. Very strict left foot only policy where if I use anything with my right, it was 10 push-ups, 10 jumping jacks, 20 sit-ups, sprints, anything. But I used to come to this field right here, which it doesn't look so nice right now, but I mean, it used to be Lynn family style condition before. That's one of my favorite soccer memories.
Top of the area, will chip it with the right and in. Trying to get around Cleto, and Asante delivered.
Herzagi takes it, saved by Nuhu, he gets on top of it.
Overfloods down Pilato. Oh, what a strike! Continuing the break at Hart Health Park, Republic lead Las Vegas 1-0. Shannon Gomez, 2 assists on the year. Big one so far in the early good go. Kevin, go the way. Let's get to that in a second. How about this? News and notes around the league as Joaquin Rivas.
Joaquin,
hey.
familiar face.
Former Republic player of the week. Scored twice in the 11. Good for Joaquin. Good to see him up there. USL Championship on ESPN. Tampa Bay, Phoenix, potential. Some are saying Championship Cup final. Well, we'll see. I think.
See how the season shakes out, Rob.
We'll see how
a little bit early.
There's a team in Sacramento, but this we're the top 2 teams from the East and the West in 2020. So that's coming up on this Saturday afternoon, and then USL League One getting some looks. Greenville and Union. Upcoming schedule. Let's see what we got on the docket for you as we look around. Here's what we got. Tacoma Defiance, San Diego. That should be a good one. Is Loyal looking to bounce back after their opening loss. Real Monarchs, going to see what they look like. Galaxy 2, I think they've looked a lot better than what we've seen early on. So a lot of key games in this conference coming up in the next couple days.
Yeah, a lot of good ones coming up.
And here are the standings as we look at it. Very, 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 very early, Kevin Goldthwait. Yeah. But Phoenix obviously has 2 games on their belt. LA has 3. But Sacramento looking for 2 wins in a row. They've got a 1-goal advantage as we speak. But as we talked last week, Kevin, very interesting to see how this is going to go. San Diego thought to be very good, led by Landon Donovan, of course. Oakland Roots, we don't really quite know what we'll see from them. In Las Vegas, of course, it's going to be a crapshoot, but I expect them to make a run as we get throughout the year.
Early in the season, man, and it's such a unique year. The first 5 games, just get points, and let's see where these teams shake out after that.
All right, we'll have your highlights and your stats coming up right after this.
This is the look of a boy who had 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. A boy who weathered some of his toughest storms before he could speak. A boy who now has the heart to change the world and a lifetime to do it. For extraordinary breakthroughs and everyday childhoods, UC Davis Health is the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital. UC Davis Health, discovering healthy.
Well, the Republic fans are lighting up the Las Vegas lights right now, Kevin. Go look at those shoes.
They are lighting things up.
Love it, love it, love it. Love the fans here at Sacramento. Well, hey, let's take a look as we got the highlights from the first 45 minutes and some change early on. Kevin, this is one of the most fantastic plays we've seen in quite some time. Poku, which is an absolute dream. This ball played well, and
look at the athleticism, the creativity there too. I mean, that's a wonderful chance. Doesn't really scare Tomas's goal, but still, good effort.
And here's Duke Lacroix, plays it forward, and coming across was Belmar, just not able to sneak it through. That Penniman perfectly weighted ball finding Shannon Gomez and leads to this beauty in the 13th minute.
I didn't see this live. You see Shannon Gomez just before he strikes that ball in the box. Great ball. And a great finish too. He puts his hands up like, where's the runs? And then all of a sudden Formella's there. Asking you shall receive, Shannon Gomez. And take a look at this chance, the last chance.
And Poku again, and just a really solid player. And he was not afraid in a big save from Tomas Gomez, his second in as many games. And so that is where we stand. 1 goal to none. And I'll tell you what I'll take right here. 4 shots.
That's surprising. Didn't think that Vegas had that many shots.
That's great.
To only 2 on target, to Sacramento's 2 on target. Had the possession too. Still felt like Sacramento had the majority of the play and the majority of the chances. At least the half chances and full chances in that first half.
4 is better than 0 from what we saw a week ago. And it's brought to you by Elk Grove, last year, Elk Grove Subaru. And, you know, for Sacramento, you know, Kevin, unfortunately for us, we're gotten into this, kind of getting the groove. We've got 10 more days before the next game. Here's our upcoming schedule. And on May 22nd, we're going to see Orange County. It is Orange County. So at Orange County, and then home for 3, which is going to be great. So end of May into the early part of June.
Yeah, look at that stretch. The 2nd, the 5th, and the 9th right there. That's the making up for the 10-day gaps we got right here. There's going to be a couple of those.
Right. So Phoenix, surprised to see what Orange County does. And of course, we'll see Orange County a couple times. And then, of course, Mark Briggs' old side, Real Monarchs Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I know, start to really test Sacramento's depth in those weeks, especially as you start hitting those summer months.
And get some guys going. Well, fans are masked up. They are excited just to be back here in the stadium. Kevin, your thoughts on that first 45 minutes? What did you like from Sacramento that can continue here in the second half?
I love the wingback play. Love seeing Shannon Gomez and Duke Lacroix doing a great job getting involved in the attack, serving balls in the box, combining nicely with the strikers. Love seeing that. And I tell you what, from last week, the first half against LA, there's only one way to go. That's up. So they did that. They played very nicely, and I feel like they had the majority of the chances. Probably had 3 half chances, and obviously the full chance with Formella's goal. And if you're doing that, 3 or 4 chances, 3 or 4 legit opportunities in one half, I think it's a pretty good number, a good ratio.
And for Las Vegas, their big story in the 36th minute, they lose Opoku to an injury. Looks like maybe something his knee or his hamstring, not quite sure. Hopefully he'll be okay, but had to make a change, and Roberto Molina comes into the match. From Las Vegas side, bright spot to me was Cal Jennings.
Yeah, Cal Jennings looked wonderful. One of those guys you kind of see him walking out. Doesn't really look like he's going to be a threat, to be honest. I mean, I'm stereotyping him as he's walking out. When I saw him in the lineup, I was like, that's Cal Jennings? And it was like, what? Like, seeing him in the first half, absolute lethal, very dangerous going forward. Had a really good first half.
So for Sacramento, this is a club that has performed well in home openers. But the last time they got a victory in the home opener was in 2018, and it was quite a bit ago. So Real Monarchs, Tulsa, that 1-1 draw from a year ago, an electric atmosphere. Really felt like a great start to the season, of course, and everything changed. But Carlton Belmar, his 4 assists a year ago, one of those, by the way, was a screamer that then was deflected barely by Derek Formella. that was a bit. He was a little bit upset about that one, but
slightly.
Yeah, slightly. And either way, a big contributor in what you said. Just a different looking player. And here's a guy, Bryce Duke, that Bob Bradley really likes. They like to see that he was able to get it. I don't think he had the success tonight that he had in Los Angeles against the Galaxy 2 a week ago. But be careful, the Casa Grande youngster played the Barcelona Academy in Arizona. He's highly touted, highly rated, and so he's the kind of guy that can turn it on here in this second half. For Sacramento, they've had success in that 3-5-2. You'll see Las Vegas in the 4-3-3. Both goalkeepers have made some big stops tonight. Your key to success for Sacramento in this second half, Kevin.
Wingback play. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep your foot on the gas. I want to see Shannon Gomez and Duke Lacroix get involved in the attack and make Las Vegas defend them. If you can do that, make them worry about your wingbacks. That means their players, their strikers, their wingers are going to be thinking defensively, not offensively, which is going to be a big key to this second half for success, in my opinion.
The flags are waving. Matthew Corrigan looks at his watch, hits the reset button, blows the whistle, and the second half begins here in Sacramento. Andrew Wheeler-Amanu had a big save, coming back to track and breaking up a potential look on goal late in the first half of play. And in this matchup between these two sides, surprisingly, despite the lack of success from Las Vegas over the years, they actually played pretty well against Sacramento. Just 1-1-2 overall, Sacramento against Las Vegas. And never, however, been beaten by the Lights here at Hart Health Park. Now Sacramento head to the south end of the field. Breeze starting to kick up. It was a warm 94-degree day. Kickoff was about 88 degrees. And now we're in the low 80s, so a perfect temperature for soccer. But now Sacramento have to go against the wind a little bit, and we'll see how Las Vegas maybe uses this there to advantage. However, Las Vegas heading in to the Tower Bridge Battalion as a player. Would you rather start heading to the supporter section or finish heading into the supporter section?
I'd like to finish. Like the thought of Glory scoring a goal in the 90th minute right in front of your supporter section. Great step again by Felipe.
Felipe able to get this turnover here. Tucker Bone still battling. Uche goes to ground. And another mistake is Las Vegas is feeling the swarm from Republic here. This is something Mark really wanted to see in this formation, was cut off those passing lanes early in an offense. And a turnover by Wheeler-Amanu, a dangerous one, as Cal Jennings flying downhill into the middle of the park, looking to go to his right foot, skirts it right, and he's just not able to find target as Gomez sees it hit the board. It'll be a goal kick for Sacramento.
Yeah, another good penetrating driving run by Cal Jennings on a poor giveaway by Wheeler Amanu. And also good defending there, in my opinion, from Dan Casey. Does a good job, is patient, is able to kind of cut that angle off. Unlucky not to get the block, in my opinion. Maybe goes through his legs. So let's take a look right here. It definitely goes through his legs, but Dan Casey does everything he needs to do right there. Makes that angle, makes that window small for Tomas Gomez.
Wheeler Amanu, 9 appearances, 116 minutes. Did have some injuries that kept him out of the 18 for most of the year. At least part of the year, I should say. But was with Atlanta United the same season they ended up winning MLS Cup. And Todd Donovan pulled him out of Tucson. Gave him a chance in his first full year in 2019. Had some pretty good moments, but now asked to do even something a little bit different and see how he can develop in this role as one of the 3 center backs for Mark Briggs' system here. Uche wearing the captain's armband for Las Vegas. Quezada, quick step. Luis Felipe has really been a pain in the side of Las Vegas tonight.
Yeah, filling gaps nicely, closing passing lanes, intercepting a lot of passes, doing a great job tonight.
One thing San Jose praised as Todd Donovan went to check on him was just his mentality. And despite if he was playing, if he was not, if he knew he wasn't in the 18, he always came with the same attitude. And one of the things that really impressed San Jose, and really now Todd Donovan, is they hope that he can keep that up for 2020. Could be a very special player for this Republic side.
What I like about him so far is, you know, we talked about him filling the gaps, filling the seams nicely. It's poor. It's unlucky. He's filling those gaps, filling the seams, but also when he wins the ball and he gets the ball, he doesn't dwell on it. You know, he receives the ball. We saw it earlier, where rather than taking the touch, he's able to already think proactively and find that pass forward one time and moving the ball. And those are those half-second moves and moments in matches that mean the world of difference. What a turn by Cal Jennings.
Cal Jennings again plays it to the center of the pitch, and Mitchell Taintor, a lot of contact, and the whistle toward the penalty spot. And Las Vegas Lights will have a penalty kick coming up as a yellow card for Mitchell Taintor. And we'll get another look at it here, but Matthew Kerrigan has said it was a bit too much contact deep into the 6.
Watch this turn, first of all. Uses the pressure wonderfully, Cal Jennings does. It's a good ball in the box. Let's see. There's definite contact, and maybe Mitchell is behind him.
And Danny Buzowski goes down to ground. And so now a chance for Las Vegas to tie this matchup here in the 50th minute. And Mitchell Taintor still having words and is being told to move back. And Mitchell Taintor saying, maybe you dove a little bit. I don't know if that's the right call there. What's contact? Here's a better look at it between the two. I don't know. It seemed like contact in real time.
Yeah, I think there is contact, and unfortunately for Mitchell, looks like Mitchell is in behind him. And as a striker, you feel that contact from behind you. You're probably going to go down, and I don't think that there was too much of a dive there. It's hard to tell from this vantage point. But not the first 5-minute start you want here.
Fans on their feet at Hart Health Park. It's Danny Buzowski, 5 goals in MLS in 2020. Has 16 goals in USL play. Looking for his 17th here. Tomas Gomez trying to keep his clean streak alive. The Republic have to be careful for the rebound as well. Gomez on the inside track along with Wheeler Amanu, who has the job of holding Jennings. A little hesitation, goes to his left, and it's tied 1-1 here in Sacramento.
Decent penalty there from Buzowski. The hesitation sees the goalkeeper Tomas Gomez go down. Simply passes in the back of the net right here. This little hesitation right there. Takes a peek. Simply passes it in the side.
So we are tied at 1, and the first goal allowed in the 21 season comes in the 52nd minute for Sacramento.
Got a ball game here now, Rob. It's 40 minutes. Vegas is going to have all the energy in the world here for the next 10 minutes or so. Let's see if Sacramento can do what they can do in this next little bit of this game, the next 10 minutes or so. Let's see how they can try to bring things back, calm it down.
Fans a little upset there as Uche drops his shoulder into Tucker Bone, and not only did a foul not be called, but it ends up being a throw for Las Vegas. And here's Shannon Gomez, and the intensity picking up here from both sides. It's interesting when you have a PK goal, so it seems that the energy and the intensity kicks up just a tad, Kevin.
Oh, if you're Vegas, for sure your energy's going to pick up. You see, as soon as they scored that goal, Musovski's running in the back and then picking the ball up, and let's go. Let's get this thing started. We're ready to play. But I think Sacramento here in the first minute or two, you know, their response has been nice. I love the energy. Love them being chippy a little bit and not backing down. Mitchell, another silly giveaway.
Worst loss to Las Vegas, a 4-2 defeat back in May of 2019. And that was down at Cashman Field. But that's the only win for Las Vegas against Sacramento. Mistake here by Chrysostomo. Felipe not able to get to it. Chrysostomo will play it off to his left, looking for Quezada. Quezada plays this one just in the middle, and Dan Casey goes down in a hard tackle, and a foul on Las Vegas, but a dangerous ball in. And the Tower Bridge Battalion wanting something a bit more. I don't know if they'll go to his pocket at all here.
Musovski again. And see, I mean, definite contact there. I don't know how. See Briggs talking. I don't know if it was on purpose or malicious here. Let's take a look. Not much there. Musovski looks like he pulls back. He holds back.
Even well, a pretty dangerous ball in. It was nearly Las Vegas.
It's funny, those moments, though, where you got Musovski kind of apologizing, takes that bite out of the team, so to speak, where got full speed ahead here after scoring that goal. So hopefully that helps Sacramento and benefits them. It's well done by Amanu.
Tower Bridge Battalion energized a bit. A hard tackle from Wheeler Amanu. And we will see yellow.
Take a look at his tackle here.
And it's Musovski, maybe a bit of payback.
It's really well done, but Musovski does it. He sees it coming. Gets a little flick over the tackle. Wheeler Amanu coming a little too aggressive. I don't think he needs to go in that hard at that point in the position in the field.
And Las Vegas, just quite a surprise after the first 45 they had. And the second half was so different from what that team put out energy-wise, what they looked like in that second half against Los Angeles Galaxy, allowing 5 goals in the half. Now they're tied for their worst defeat in club history. This ball is played through, and it'll find the arms of Gomez. And just looking back a little bit, Las Vegas has actually allowed 5 goals 7 times in their history. Sacramento, however, Kevin, how many times they've allowed 5 goals? 0. It's pretty impressive.
Couple fours conceded. 7, you said, Vegas?
7 for Vegas in 2018.
That's not a good stat, Rob.
At least they gave up 7 goals to Los Angeles Galaxy 2 back in May of 2018, a 7-2 defeat.
I like where the game's going right now. Fun to watch here.
Public Team Store now open Wednesday through Friday, 10 to 6. They're offering contactless curbside pickup if you'd like it. Information, go to shop.sacrepublic.com. Turnover here. Formella's got it at his feet. A little quick touch to Bone. Uche able to step up. Back to Formella again. Gomez on this right wing. Penningen. Just too late. Again, another mistake by Las Vegas. And Formella able to at least make a run at goal for a moment. And look at Felipe again, just getting his nose in there, doing a lot of the dirty work.
I think it's going to be important here. The next couple minutes, second balls. Who can win the second ball battle? Who can pick this up, retain possession? Really important in my opinion.
Las Vegas, a lot of mistakes almost, Kevin. Like you do not want to foul as they're going away from goal. You may earn this ball right back.
Good ball.
Into the corner it goes.
That needs to be Belmar. That's a good ball. Belmar needs to curl that run into the channel. That's his job. We saw him do it in the first half a few times. I talked about it on the opposite side, or the same side of the pitch here, but with Tainter being the one serving that ball, and you want him finding that gap, finding that channel.
Well, there is some movement on Mark Briggs' bench here. Guys getting warmed up, but the interesting part here, Kevin, there's no striker to go to here with Cameron Wassa out, Malik Foster still out. So you've got Belmar and Formella, and Tucker Bonu came in a striker position. He's out there as well. So if you look at who Sacramento has on the bench, there's not a lot of options in the attack.
It's a really good point, Rob. I mean, it's going to be difficult. You got to have Carlton Belmar needs to be able to go another 30 minutes and still be effective. Got a lot of options for the players next to him, beneath him, with Chavez, Panagos, Uregi.
And Uregi was dealing with a bit of an injury, so I'm not quite sure if he's fully fit, but he has been training with the first team. Dan Casey's going to send this back to Gomez. Very few balls were played back to Gomez in that first 45. Now Sacramento trying to find that rhythm again, get back into that attack. Very few touches from Laquan Gomez in the last 10 minutes here.
Bad ball there by Tomas.
Pennington fighting Formella. Here goes breaking forward is Belmar. Belmar in some space, tracking down hard, goes shoulder to shoulder and uses his strength to his advantage. Back to Laquan to the left side. Here's Formella, quick touch again. Laquan just trying to lift it up over the top of Romero, and a little bit too strong.
Love it. Love all of that right there. Great job by Sacramento, winning the ball in the middle of the pitch, going forward. Carlton Belmar doing a great job using his athleticism, connected with the teammate. Good little combination play. See Belmar there dropping the ball back, and a good little give-go between Formella and Duke. And Duke's final touch just lets him down a little bit, but still love all that play. Great build-up. See if Sacramento can continue to do that here for the next couple minutes. Take the sting out of this game.
Quezada, the UC Irvine, picked 68th overall in the 2021 draft by LAFC. Starting that left back position, plays it ball forward, looking for some help, spraying it out wide. Here's Las Vegas, and it's a save by Gomez.
It's a great save by Gomez. Almost gets him near post.
It's Molina with a strike, and going down to ground was Gomez for a third big save tonight.
It's well done by Vegas. Good build up. Good little layoff right there from Mazowski. And a good save by Tomas Gomez.
Corner kick for Vegas. This one's driven hard off the head of Wheeler Amanu. Bring it down, left-footed strike into the Tower Bridge Battalion.
Molina again, the weaker left foot.
And remind you, Molina came in as a substitute as Opoku went down with an injury in the 36th minute and has showed his worth.
It's been pretty quiet, to be fair. Finds himself right here in the second half. A couple opportunities.
Talking about game changers earlier with Felipe and Formella coming off the bench and really playing a vital role in the win. And Formella not getting that start. Interesting for Mark Briggs, and he felt like Formella wasn't maybe all there in the preseason, really wasn't putting his best foot forward, and sarcastically said to him after the game, "Welcome to 2021, bud."
It's not all cupcakes and roses all the time. You got to put the work in. Doesn't matter if you're scoring goals, you still got to put the work in.
Felipe, a hard-driven ball.
And I think that's might have been what Briggs was referencing is, you know, hey, if you want to play on my team, you want to be in the squad, you got to be in the 11, you got to come in every day and you got to perform. And not uncommon. I think it's that, you know, guys get themselves in positions, especially strikers. If you're scoring goals and leading the team in goals, you can have a bit of an ego on you, which is great. You want your strikers to have that ego. It's not a good look here as we got Carlton Belmar going down holding his head.
Carlton Belmar colliding with, I believe, Uche, and I mean, Mark Briggs just kind of looking down to his bench. He doesn't have a lot of options. If Belmar cannot continue, just goes head to head with Uche.
It didn't look like it was the worst, but those do. We'll leave a mark.
And so Betty Almeida will bring him to the sideline. Give him a better look. I think it appears to be okay. But Mark Briggs and Colin Fowley looking over the roster, deciding what options he has. Another one name that we haven't talked a lot about, though, is Mario Panagos. A couple of young guys, Rafa Hadegi. Could all see time in this one as Sacramento looks to get back in front here as they scored the game's first goal in the 13th minute. Derek Formel, an assist from Shannon Gomez. And then Las Vegas able to counter back here in the second half on a penalty kick by Danny Mazoski.
The veteran, you know, you got Jordan McCreary over there on the bench as well.
And Belmar back in. And it looks like Olmedo did the concussion protocol and cleared him to head back into the game. So a full 11 now back for Sacramento in the 63rd minute. Belmar plays it off to Gomez. A bit of space here. Can he cut it back in? And does. To his left foot. Help coming for Las Vegas. He'll relieve to Andrew Wheeler. Amanu, who puts it in the corner. Just a bit too heavy. Yeah, the opening round of the playoffs. Had a fairly good season, and also a team that put up some shots. The goals were about midway through the entire league. Did not score as many as Mark Briggs had hoped. About 27 goals, put them out in the middle of the USL Championship. However, their total shots were 253. That was only behind Phoenix, Reno, and Austin in the entire league. So not a team that had problem getting something on frame, just not able to convert all the way. They're hoping this 3-5-2 will change the end result there and lead to more goals. Pennanen.
Good decision, good patience there from Pennanen. Don't need to force it. Like that decision.
Ball played through. Here's Tucker Bone. He's got a little bit of a step. Romero's going to come all the way off his line. And can Sacramento take advantage? A collision of two Las Vegas Lights. Pennanen's just going to go look for a goal. As Romero gets back, here's a chance for Tucker Bone! Bone with his second goal in as many games. And the Republic take advantage of a collision of two Light players. And Steve Trundolo cannot believe it. He was hoping for the play to be called dead. Does not get it. The backflip by Bone. And the crowd is losing it here at Hart Health Park.
I tell you what, Trundolo's got a reason to be upset here, but you know what? Your goalkeeper is getting back up, running to the box. You see Pennanen, wily veteran Pennanen puts that thing on target. A miscommunication between the center back and the goalkeeper. Take a look at this. The ball goes down, there's some contact. Pennanen finds the ball at his feet. Immediately knows, put it on target, find something. Center back there, just let it go, talk to your goalkeeper. And also, what a strike. Tucker Bone, what a strike. Just puts his laces through the back of the thing. Your eyes can get so big in that situation, Rob. So easy to swing really, really hard. Love that nice compact swing, short swing from Tucker Bone. Back of the net. And the celebration, not the best backflip I've seen in my career.
Cameron Awas is the best backflip in the
Almost
Republic.
Gets it. I give that a 6.2.
How far could you get on a backflip?
Wouldn't even get close.
Wouldn't
face. Even do the cartwheel.
Yeah, I don't know if I could actually get down to the ground
part. Couldn't even start it.
Yeah. But hey, 2-1 in an instant. It's changed right back, and the energy is flowing through Hart Health Park in Sacramento as the Republic able to take the 2-1 advantage. Tucker Bone, 2 goals, 4 goals a season ago with Reno, primarily off the bench. Well, he's proven that he is going to be a mainstay likely in Mark Briggs' lineup. 2 goals in as many games.
And finds himself in a really good spot there to get himself on that ball. It's that delayed run. Or finding himself in a good position on the pitch. And one thing is interesting, Tomas Romero, the goalkeeper, he gets up, Rob. He gets up and makes an effort to play. It's hard to stop the game. If he stays on the ground, maybe Sharundalo and his squad and his staff has a different argument or has a valid argument. But nonetheless, I love the positioning of where Tucker Bone was to pick up that second ball. What we talked about, is able to put him back in that first touch.
And here's an argument, you know, we talk about assist and sometimes, I mean, for Pete Pennington, I mean, yes, it didn't directly find Tucker Bone there, but because of his ball played in, it leads to that goal.
100%.
And just like the Formella that finding Shannon Gomez a week ago, you could make a case for both of those guys getting at least a half an assist.
Yeah, I mean, that's one on the staff. The staff probably looks at it and thinks, oh, you know, that's a great play, and puts in their mental catalog of definitely not going to go on the score sheet anywhere. But part of that, too, with Pennington, what I like to see is, you know, just put it on target. I mean, that's really what that was. You put it on target, make it difficult, and make them make a mistake. And that's exactly what we saw.
Looks like a Sacramento substitution coming as Jaime Villarreal will enter the match. And he will replace Luis Felipe. So Jaime Villarreal, the Los Angeles native, and of course has been a productive midfielder for Mark Briggs and the Sacramento side. Got the start last week on the bench, and Mark Briggs, you know, has always felt that Villarreal is one of the most consistently solid players in his team. Felt like it was one of Villarreal's worst games in that week one. Just felt like he was turning the ball over uncharacteristically and was really quite surprised by it. And everyone's going to have a bad game. And it's good to see that Villarreal is right back out there.
Interesting. Love to hear what Mark Briggs has taken. Why taking out Luis Felipe and bringing in Jaime Villarreal at this point? What's Villarreal going to bring to this match? I think, in my opinion, he brings a little bit more offensively and fills some gaps and makes some late runs. But now up 2-1, you might not need that necessarily. You'd rather have a guy that's filling and plugging holes nicely. Maybe it's combination. Maybe it's he wants to see more combination play, more connectivity between that midfield and the strikers. I think that's one thing that Jaime would bring in this match.
First substitution for Sacramento. Apoku went out in the 36th minute for Roberto Molina. And interesting here, it's Formella on the corner kick instead of Pennington. This ball's driven hard and sharply. Here's a header, an opportunity for Sacramento's Mitchell Tainter.
I see Tainter. That's a good look. It's hard for the center back right there. He's standing flat-footed, still able to get up nicely. Almost finds target.
And here's substitution for Las Vegas. Christian Torres, one of their bright young stars, just 17 years out of Fontana. LFC Academy member, homegrown player, just an absolute stud. First scored his MLS goal against Portland in the MLS's back tournament. He is now on the pitch, and he replaces Frank DeRoma. So more firepower for Steve Sharundle to try to tie this game, and they'll turn to a guy who is really highly rated in this LAFC Las Vegas Lights structure.
I didn't say DeRoma's name for the last 45 minutes, Rob. It's kind of interesting. He came out first 20 minutes, was all over the pitch, really affecting the match.
And with his pace, it almost feels like he has to be more involved for Lights to be successful. Dumping it off to Chrysostomo, one of the veterans on this team at the age of 24. Ball whipped in, back post, and Goodley, as he pedaled back, is Tomas Gomez. Gomez is star at Georgetown University, three-time All-Big East Conference selection. And everywhere he's going, he has had some success in Sacramento to pick him up. Well, they already had a solid number one in Rafa Diaz. It's always good to have good chances. There's a nice header, come snap down from Formella. Belmar able to get past Uche. Uche able to just get enough of Belmar to push him into the byline. And now it's quickly back to Formella. Formella has help to his left. Will go to his right, cuts it back again. Here's a chance. Jaime Villarreal. It's 3-1 Sacramento here. And the Republic are rolling against Las Vegas.
I tell you what a job there by Formella. Again, calm and cool. Very, very well done between your two strikers. Carlton Belmar initially driving that ball towards the end line. Formella picking it up, able to take one guy, goes right at him, step over, down toward the end line, and just a simple, calm, cool, collect. Look at this pass. Look at that, sneaks in between him, cuts off right in front of that defender. Can't foul me, can't touch me. Lays it on a platter for Jaime Villarreal to tap in.
Lack of defensive awareness by Las Vegas, looking to protect the line, but did not pick up Jaime Villarreal. Also, a lot of credit. Carlton Belmar could have tried to force something along that byline. Decided he was pushed off just enough of his target. Came back.
Possession, completely agree. Well done by Belmar. And even starting that, Derek Formella is the guy who nodded, flicked that ball into space for Carlton Belmar. Seeing those two guys connect, playing very nicely together tonight. The two strikers, Formella and Belmar. And Belmar does a great job using his pace and his strength, driving that ball into the opposition's goal area. And really good play from Sacramento. I tell you what, going down a goal, or excuse me, conceding a goal early in this second half to be in this position where we are in the 72nd minute. Great character. Love what we're seeing here from Sacramento in the last 20, 30 minutes. Seeing some maturity in these guys. And what way to fight back and not get down on yourselves. Find yourself up 3-1 in the 72nd minute.
Villarreal, Bone, and Formella all with goals here tonight for Sacramento.
Briggs showing his frustration right there. You see him, he's shouting at Penningen, doing exactly what Penningen should be doing. What a ball.
A little breakdown. Dan Casey's going to let it slip to Gomez.
Bryce Duke, what a shifty little player with good vision and great decisions on the ball. You mentioned the Barcelona Academy. Kind of looks like the De Jong, that Barcelona, the Dutch De Jong.
It's quite a compliment there, Kel.
Looks very similar too. Same sort of build.
Blondish hair.
He's Dutch, right?
Formella and Belmar not done quite yet. Good pairing. They've played well off each other. Another mistake, though. A lot of mistakes in the midfield. I will say there's been a lot of this, though, getting it right back, and there's going to be some turnovers. But this is what Mark wants to see. How do you respond to that? And this ball is going to be off the face of Quezada. It should be a corner. And interesting again, it's Formella in the corner instead of Penningen.
Yeah, both strike a good ball. Maybe it's a defensive decision where you want a Penningen kind of hanging out around top of the 18, break things up in case there's counterattack opportunity.
Jaime Villarreal, 2 goals in 2020, now getting his first as a substitute in week 2. And we might see a Mario Panago siding after this ball driven well and hard on the face of Mitchell Tainer. And Tucker Bone looking for that rebound, and Romero able to stuff it out. Paul Sun, the left back out of Irvine, will likely be coming in at the next break for Las Vegas.
You know, one of the things we talked about last week, or one of the struggles Sacramento had against LA, was the connectivity between the two strikers. Iwasa and Belmar playing way too far apart for the first 45 minutes, not being able to connect and get on the same page. See a huge improvement here tonight in the two players, the two strikers playing tonight. Good win by Formella.
And Formella, Duke goes right back, and that's going to be an easy one. A little frustration from the teenager.
Formella gets bailed out a little bit. Needs to keep going. Take your space.
And Duke, a homegrown player from Real Salt Lake, and they acquired the rights to Duke. And again, it's interesting the way that John Thorrington is trying to shape now that he has some room here with Las Vegas, in the way that he's formulating essentially the USL Championship side.
Yeah.
And you're right, that just look pulled up De Jong, and they are
doppelgangers.
Doppelgangers. Look at Belmar, what a great snap on there. Look at this, here's Shannon Gomez.
Just outside the box,
just
most likely.
Outside, and we're gonna spray paint this. Crowd was hoping for it. Penalty happened about 2 feet outside the box. And a yellow card is given anyway to Uche. I'll tell you what, Uche, for an 18-year-old, very aggressive, and he has really been called on to make some pretty big stops along that back line tonight. Just got his feet a little bit underneath him, and Shannon Gomez paced too much for Uche.
Yeah, I think, you know, what a word I would use to describe Uche is just raw. You see the athleticism, just needs to get refined a little bit.
Formella from a tight spot. Kevin, what are you doing here if you're Sacramento?
This is not going to be a driven ball. This is just be curled in, try to beat that first man, land it where Uche's standing, basically right in the middle of the 6-yard box. It's where you want it to land. Don't want to see a driven ball.
Watch Gomez here just outside the point. Villarreal waiting for a second as Belmar battling inside around the 6. Here comes up, here's a headed opportunity by Dan Casey.
Dan Casey misses that. I think he's got a good opportunity, at least a good look at it.
Wheeler Amadou put this right back in the mixer. Had Shannon Gomez to his right, elected to send it deep.
Look at the pressure. Look at that pressure.
And there's a swarm of Old Glory Red coming around Vegas. Vegas able to keep it through, and Torres able to play it forward, and Casey sends it away. Christian Torres will likely see more minutes as a starter as this season goes along, coming back from a knee injury, but it's been a spectacular addition for LAFC. And here's a substitution coming first for Sacramento as Mario Panagos making his 21 debut for the Republic. And out comes Carlton Belmar with another strong performance. And the way that the injuries have gone, probably smart to get him out, as you only have 2 strikers currently healthy on this Republic roster, but 10 days to get the other 2 back and fully fit. So Mario Panagos is in, and then Paul Sutton into the match from Irvine.
Panagos gets about 10-15 minute run here tonight. Like to see full energy, chase, do the dirty work.
Ball lifted. Opportunity for Vegas. And the whistle comes in.
Late tackle there.
And Panagos just 18 years of age, but by the end of the month will be 19, Kevin. We've seen some bright spurts from him. Made his debut as a starter alongside Hayden Sargis in week 1 of 2020. A great moment to have 2 academy players starting in their first USL Championship game in the home opener and season opener in 2020. Back on the pitch here in week 2. This ball's lofted to the back, and Tainter and Formella, good defending, is able to head it away, and out of play, a throw for Vegas. 3-1 Sacramento. The first goal coming from an assist from Shannon Gomez, his second on the year, to find Derek Formella in the 13th minute. Muszowski tied it in the second half with a penalty kick, and then Tucker Bone and Villarreal added goals within a few moments of each other here late in the second half. Chrysostoma finding Duke, leaves it behind for Tucker Bone, who falls to the ground. Panagos going to turn and try to get it upfield, being collapsed by 2 lights, and now he's got some space, undercut a bit, but the effort is there.
Almost got away with it. Just one more touch from Panagos to try to retain possession. Good effort, though. Welcome to the match.
Welcome to the match. That first contact probably always calmed you down a little bit too, right?
Totally does.
Ball tried to play through Shannon Gomez. Good retreat. Panagos back. A good step here from the left side. Quizada. To the middle it goes to Molina. Molina looking for a teammate, and broken up again by that back line. A lot of confidence starting to build here for Las Vegas, however.
Gotta keep the ball here.
Uche. A little shoulder to shoulder to Panagos. The extension of the arm not called by Kerrigan.
Another important moment in this match, in my opinion. The next 5-6 minutes, Sacramento's got to do everything they can to keep the ball when they win it and eliminate this momentum that Vegas is kind of building right now.
And Mark's just having Shannon try to keep that and not send it up pitch. This ball's lofted into the corner, and it'll give chase for Wheeler Amadou, a goal kick for Sacramento. The Republic and the USL stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change, the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Republic taking part in the Boards for Change program a year ago during many of the protests. The Black Lives Matter, and many of the players coming out today. As you can see, the armband of Spread Love Not Hate on Mark Briggs. Many of the players wearing t-shirts that end racism and other messages of the like. Shannon Gomez will need to track this down near the end line. He does. He's got relief to his left. He'll try to go middle with it instead. Panagos goes down. A little bit of contact, but not enough for Corrigan to blow the whistle, as now Molina flying forward in Las Vegas has an opportunity to split here. Being held is Mitchell Tainter, and Mitchell Tainter was able to stay up as Cal Jennings And was able to take a hand to the neck of Mitchell Taintor. There's just the strength.
Fight. That's a good fight. You see, that's full go there from Cal Jennings. I love that energy from him flying up the field, finding that gap. But Mitchell Taintor puts himself in a good position, puts his body between
there's
the
really
man and the ball.
No doubt. Cal Jennings, to me, has been the MVP for Las Vegas tonight. He has just shown some flashes of brilliance.
It looks like he's got a different gear, and he's shown it tonight.
Formella, a little bit of room, collapsing, and just takes a hard one to the stomach from Chrysostomo. And it'll be now a pretty decent look. Maybe a little bit too close here, Kev?
A decent look, maybe a little bit too close, but you're far enough out wide, width speaking, towards that corner of the 18-yard box where you can still go to the far post and try to find something, get enough pace on it with enough dip and enough time to get under that crossbar. I tell you what, though, you know, a little early to say this here, 82nd minute, but Formella's really impressed me here tonight. Came in the match last week, impacted the game immediately with that wonderful ball to Shannon Gomez that set up the goal. Is the substitution coming in here?
So Paulson now officially making his entrance into the game. He replaces Danny Mazoski, who has the lone goal for Las Vegas tonight on that penalty kick, as Mitchell Taintor was shown yellow after bringing Mazoski down.
But Formella, in my opinion, really different class, different quality here tonight. Whether it's keeping the ball, making good decisions with the ball, having the calmness, the presence, the poise to make good decisions when he needed to. Really impressed with Formella tonight.
And again, in really second half, he's been on the ball in these set pieces. It comes right back to him as he tried to go through the line. And Mitchell Taintor will try to send it right back into the mix. Here's a chance for Pennanen, and a bit offside.
I love that look from Pennanen. I tell you, it's a guy that never turns down a shot opportunity. Never afraid to pull the trigger.
There's a question whether he would play in this match, as earlier in the training session he did take a knock to the nose, and it was just deja vu all over again for Mark Briggs to have yet another player go down in training over that 10-day span. It was cleared and given the go and started tonight, and in addition, he has been out of Finland, won a championship with Cups in 2019 and wanted to give a shot in America, and after finishing pretty much all that he could accomplish in his homeland, he decided, well, Sacramento would be the place for him. And I think this has been a great addition by Todd Donovan and Mark Briggs. And named the captain of this team, and just sort of seems to command the field, has a leadership quality that I don't know if we've seen in a couple of years.
Yeah, he's got that bite to him, too, as a midfielder that you like to see. Never afraid to get stuck in, like I just mentioned, never afraid to pull the trigger. Good opportunity here tonight for potentially get some of these younger guys a bit of a run, get them acclimated, get them into the season, get them in the run of thing, the swing of things. See what Briggs does here. It's a great move here.
And conceding a foul outside of Jaime Villarreal, just weaving his way is Molina.
Just a little lazy there from Jaime. Need to move his feet, work his feet rather than dive in, stick your foot out.
So a set piece for Las Vegas. Panagos replaced Carlton Belmar. Now Julian Chavez may come, and another youngster for this team who are still teenagers, 18 years of age, and those two, what a day they had up in Portland last season when Panagos scores the head goal. Portland ties it up, and then Juju in the closing moments with the game winner, his first USL goal. Here's Las Vegas. This ball is sent to the back post, and it will be Gomez to watch Duke's shot sail away, and the crowd will love it as a goal kick coming up, and it means a substitution. Julian Chavez, the Republic Academy player, into the match here. And he will replace Tucker Bone, who had the go-ahead goal yet again in this match. 2 games in a row. But how about Juju?
Home debut, by the way, for Tucker Bone, getting a goal. Big moment in the game, too.
Tucker Bone went to Granite Bay High School, or grew up in Granite Bay, went to Jesuit High School, a Placer, Sac United product. I mean, this is a local kid coming back home after he went to college at the Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs, just south of Denver. And what a debut. You can hear it from his family, who gave him a second ovation just down to our right there. Great moment for Tucker Bone. 2 goals on the year. What a great start for him. This ball is driven and hard into the stands by Uche. Juju, 4 appearances in 2020. Did make the roster 9 times. And so this is a guy that I think that we still haven't seen enough of yet, Kevin, but his speed and his ability on the ball is something else. Mario Panago showing that he belongs out here too. The Elk Grove native able to keep this ball in play and just slide outside.
Good effort though. See the footwork right there from Panagos.
Duke weaving through, turns it over. Jaime Villarreal has Formella to his left, waiting for Juju. Will find Formella in stride. Out comes Romero.
I like that idea. Don't mind it at all. Would like to see this as we're talking 89th minute here for Formella. Love to see that run a little bit crisper. Like to see that run dictate where the ball is going to be. It looked like the ball dictated where the run was going to be in that situation. Uh-oh.
All right, here comes Mitchell Tainter. He's not done quite yet. Give it to him. He's going to have to get back on side, unfortunately. It's a weekend of unfinished business at St. Petersburg, Florida, as the Saturday night on ESPN2. It's Tampa Bay Rowdies, Phoenix Rising meet in the Sunshine State as both set their eyes on return to the championship finale. Rowdies, Phoenix Rising from Al Lang Stadium, the May 15th, 5 o'clock Pacific on ESPN2. Now Mitchell Tainter, I mean, just not able to stay on side, but that's center back not really used to be in that position.
No, he was running around full speed ahead.
He's just ready to go.
It's not full speed the whole time. Mitchell, you know better.
Hey,
disguise it. You got to disguise it a little bit.
Tell you what, running at the 90th minute, Kevin, you gotta love the fitness from Mitchell Tainter. Molina keeping possession for Las Vegas here in the closing moments. Their time is running out. Gonna have to likely score something here very quickly. But a huge goal from Villarreal to get some separation between these two.
Talk about coming in effect in the game. Saw some players do it last week. Villarreal, same thing here tonight.
And tonight, and even last week when we saw Felipe make a difference, we saw Formella make a difference, Tucker Bone with a game-winning goal a week ago. Here tonight, you've seen Villarreal come in, make a difference. Panagos with some really great energy. And you know what? There's some depth on this team, and that's without Fatai Alashe and Cameron Wassa and Malik Foster, who are all injured right now.
Yeah, there's going to be some. It's going to be needed here this week as well, Rob, or this year. But it is really good seeing these guys come off the bench, and nothing more than you can ask for as a manager in terms of, how are you motivating your team, and seeing guys come off the bench and impact the game and doing well means you got your guys ready to go.
And I mean, you can.
It's good management, in my opinion.
Look back throughout the years. I don't know if there was a better off-the-bench player than Wilson Nisha. How many goals he scored coming off the bench late in games. It was really dynamic.
Arden Archer.
The Arden Archer for Paul Buckle's side. I mean, to be able to have a player like that, I don't think we've really seen that the last couple of years. A guy you can bring out the bench, have a game changer.
That's a good point. It's a really good point. And his strike rate at one point was absolutely absurd. More than a goal a game, because he was playing 10, 15 minutes at a time, but getting a goal a game almost.
And I think it's going to be a situation probably we see the starting lineup fluctuate a lot. I mean, you have throughout the season anyway, but even when guys are healthy, just getting some opportunity and minutes for players as they make the stretch run throughout the year.
Yeah, and I think even with the way this formation, the 3-5-2 we're rolling with here this year, wingbacks specifically, there's no way we talk about like Shannon goes. Speak of Shannon, hope he's okay there. It's kind of awkward. There's no way Shannon and Duke are going to be able to make it, all 30 some odd games this year. There's going to need to be a cycle, and we'll start to see it here probably in the next couple of weeks, really, when some breaks need to be given, some heavy legs and some injuries will start to pop their head up.
And what you see in those roles, you have a Jordan McCrary who's coming back from injury still into the 18 for the second game. Did get minutes in week 1. A collision out here, and another booking. And this will be for Duke Lacroix. A lot of yellow cards for Sacramento tonight. But you know what? This is one thing I don't think Mark Briggs is too concerned about. He wants a scrappier team. He wants a team with a little bit of fight.
Yeah, the only thing you got to think, I have no problem with getting yellow cards now and again. It's just start to, middle of the season again, if you start talking injuries and how you're going to cycle things out, you start thinking of caution accumulation, missing games, especially for silly things. I don't think Briggs or any of the staff would have any issues if you're getting stuck in tackles, getting yellow cards maybe a little bit late. As long as it's not for dissent, kicking the ball away and silly fouls and silly cautions like that. You want a team that's hard to play against and kicking people every now and again.
Bryce Duke will stand over this one. Right-footed. Ball is lobbed back post and
well defended.
Pretty well defended. You're right from Sacramento overall.
Oh, Formella playing a little defense.
It's been all over tonight.
He's been class all night.
Is he the most impressive player for Sacramento for you tonight, or who stood out?
In my opinion, I think Formella's really stood out. There's just little moments here and there where you see, and I think he's just got the calmness, the composure on the ball. Doesn't panic. And good decisions in the box, good decisive decisions.
And you're right, maybe the full 90. I think the best look so far that we saw was Shannon Gomez. And there is the whistle, as Sacramento will improve to 2-0 on the season, pick up their 6th point. And it's Dark Formella who got the first, and 2 more would follow with Tucker Bone and Jaime Villarreal. And that would be enough to overcome Musowski's penalty kick. 3-1, Sacramento the winner here in Northern California. And our man of the match, Kevin Goldthwait. This man was all over the pitch tonight. Here's the assist that he laid off for Jaime Villarreal, the 3rd goal on the evening. One goal, 1 assist. Pretty great.
Puts it on a platter for him. And then here, look Shannon Gomez. Look at the first move. Where am I going? Oh, there. Make the run. Makes the run. Finds himself great first touch and a really good finish. Not an easy finish either, by the way. Look at this first touch. Perfectly sets himself up. Stays with the ball. Stays focused. Makes a good strike on target. Ball's in the back of the net.
And their moment of the match here at Heart Health Park is it's all smiles. And we are watching this Tucker Bone goal here. Is it they were able to catch Las Vegas just out of sorts a little bit after the collision.
Miscommunication and Bone in the right place at the right time. Love this finish. Short swing, short compact swing, laces through the back of the ball. Keeps the ball low, keeps it in the back of the net. And then a 6.2 on the somersault.
Cameron Watson had the best somersault about 4 years ago. So until we see a backflip like that, I guess not a somersault or a backflip, but we'll work on that here.
We'll work on my gymnastics terms next. I haven't called too many gymnastic games.
We have not done that, but we did get this one here. 3-1 Sacramento in week 2. They will head in to the 3rd week with 6 points and atop of the Pacific standings. We'll be right back with a full post-game show coming up after this.
In 2030, in just 9 years, I'll be 18. Off to college.
Probably getting my own place.
I want to live where the air is fresh.
Where they take care of the planet. I want to live in the best city. The cleanest city.
I want to live in a clean power city.
By 2030, SMUD will be 100% carbon-free, so you can live in a clean power city. Join the charge at cleanpowercity.org.
This is the look of a boy who had 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. A boy who weathered some of his toughest storms before he could speak. A boy who now has the heart to change the world and a lifetime to do it. For extraordinary breakthroughs and everyday childhoods, UC Davis Health is the region's only nationally ranked comprehensive children's hospital. UC Davis Health, discovering healthy.
smiles in the Tower Bridge Battalion here as the Sacramento Republic take this one 3-1. And what a match, Kevin. Let's see how it all went down. Brought to you by Smud and our highlights of the entire match here. As Dark Formella maybe wants some pictures of what he did tonight. It was pretty special. Check this out, 13th minute. I'll tell you what, we talk about for man of the match Formella. This might be the play of the match. Serves of the match, no doubt about it, but Gomez.
Yeah, great ball by Gomez. And this finish, I can't speak highly enough of it. It's a lot of things you got to do right. You got to have a good first touch. You got to stay with it, and you got to put the ball in the back of the net. And Formella does all that. And
the 49th minute, what a great turn. Cal Jennings, a pain all night. Really the best player for Las Vegas. A little bit of a shove in the back from Mitchell Tainer. Thought it was a dive. Doesn't matter. Musovski goes left. It's tied 1-1 early in the second half.
Really early in the second half. And again, this was nervy moments for Sacramento, but they stuck with it. Love the composure. Love what they did to fight, claw their way back in. You see, look here, it's a bit of a confusion there between the goalkeeper and the center back. Injury, he pops up, Penningen puts the ball on target. Look at where Bone is, where Tucker Bone is, right there, and just hits it on a half volley, smashes it in the back of the net.
Tell you what, Tucker Bone has found target twice. He's got 2 goals in 2 games. It's all working out for number 7, the local kid from Granite Bay. Well, not done yet. Carlton Belmar, very smart player, really thought this is where his veteran leadership came into play. Didn't try to force it on that end line. Comes ball, brings it back. Formella sets it up. Villarreal, his first goal in 21. Now 3-1 heading late into this game.
Again, a lot of work there done by Formella. That's really nice. Just calm and cool and collected. Gets his head up and just a simple side inside of the foot pass across the face of the goal. And Villarreal, as easy as you like, slots it from the back of the net.
And I'll tell you the percentage of goals and shots and where we saw this club a year ago to what we're looking at tonight, 3 goals on 11 shots. Las Vegas, though, I think you're right, had a lot more shots. I think Mark Briggs, when he looks back at this tape, would probably be a little disappointed in how many good looks they had tonight. They didn't convert, but either way, I think Sacramento is going to feel good about this victory.
Yeah, definitely feel that shot number is a little bit higher. I think the chances that they had, the real chances that Vegas had, weren't that many. But yeah, something to work on, something to think about. And honestly, Briggs is going to have to find things to work on. It's not going to be, hey guys, we did great. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Keep doing what we're doing.
And here is the power image of the match. And a great shot right there. And I'll tell you what.
Moments before the first goal.
Moments before the first goal. So Dark Formella, an absolute standing performance, man of the match. Well, had a great time here with so many fans here in the stadium, Kevin. I'll tell you what, this was fun again, and it was good to have so many faces, the flags waving, the cheers going. This was a great night.
Awesome. Great night. Fans back. I mean, you can't ask for more at this point. I'm super excited for this season. Get a great start. 2 games, 6 points. What else can you ask for? Fans in the seats. Love it.
We'll see you in 10 days. That's the only downside to that. Kevin Goldthwait, Orange County is where Sacramento find their Week 3 opponent. Republic win this one 3-1 for Kevin Goldthwait, for Rob McAllister, for the entire crew here on site in Sacramento. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you in 10 days.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.